think I made a mistake with let's see. I made a mistake. Oh, excuse me, bro. My apologies. I think I had muted the mic. I think you can hear me right now. Sorry about that. My apologies. The mic was muted, so I think you should hear me right now. Yeah, mute the mic. So let me recap what took place in sports headlines. Sorry about that. My apologies for the mic being muted. So I'm gonna start over again. I was going over the sports headlines. So sports headlines: Dalvin Cook got signed to the Dallas Cowboys practice squad. Um, Brent Venables, the coach of the Oklahoma Sooners, is very mum on DeMarco Murray's ban. He's a running backs coach, and he was served NCAA one-game suspension because of recruiting violations. So I talked about that when the mic was muted. And then Rich Hill, 44 years old, is rejoining the Red Sox with a shot to pitch in the 20th season of his career because the Red Sox are depleted with their injuries. So I had talked about that. Running back Kyron Williams, he will return punts for the Los Angeles Rams. And also the NCAA proposes uh, eliminating football spring transfer window. They're in danger of being eliminated after the NCAA's FBS, FCS oversight committees recommended the sport move to a single off-season notification of transfer window. Because under their proposal, the 30-day transfer window in December will become the lone opportunity for FBS and FCS players to enter their name in the transfer portal and seek a new school. For the past 2 years, the transfer portal has also opened for a 15-day window in April. Now, a Division One council will meet in October to determine whether it will adopt the proposal, which reduces the total number of days when student athletes can transfer from 45 to 30. So that's what I talked about um, the headlines in sports. So yeah, the mic was muted, so you should be able to to hear me right now. I'm just checking things out, make sure the mic wasn't muted, and it was, so I had to unmute it. So that's why I'm recapping about what I was talking about. And also, I went over the cut down. We had a cut down day yesterday as far as the people getting cut. I was going over that, the teams, notable guys that got cut, because that's the 90-man roster got to go to 53-man roster as far as NFL is concerned. So that had to take place yesterday because the season starts on September 5th. Okay, the Cardinals, Michael Carter, running back, got cut. Marcus Bailey, linebacker, got cut. Quarterback Desmond Ritter got cut. Interesting guy because he's a guy that played with the Atlanta Falcons. He was originally drafted by the Falcons. He got cut. The Falcons. Um, see what notables that stood out. Not that many that I'm familiar with. So go to Baltimore Ravens. Look at them. Russell Gage, wide receiver, got cut. Malik Cunningham, wide receiver, got cut. Buffalo Bills cut Frank Gore Jr. His father played in the NFL for a long time. His son got cut, Frank Gore Jr. He's no longer with the Buffalo Bills, unfortunately. Um, so Corey Couch, cornerback, he got cut. Kareem Jackson, safety, got cut. The Panthers, they let go. See what notables they're familiar with. I think that's basically it. I don't see nobody else that's familiar. I'm familiar with. They got let go. All right, Chicago Bears. Brett Rippon. Brett Rippon is familiar because his father, Mark Rippon, played in the NFL, won a Super Bowl with the Redskins. So um, he got cut from the Bears. He's no longer a Chicago Bear. I think that's basically it. The Bengals. Let's get look at them. Who got cut? That's familiar with. I don't see no familiar names. So let's move on to Cleveland Browns. Deonta Foreman, he got cut. Running back, he got cut. Dallas Cowboys, Carl Lawson, defensive end, got cut. Sheldrick Redwine got cut. Denver Broncos, Samaji Perrin. They used to play with the Bengals, I believe. He got cut. Phil Dorsett, he's been a wide receiver for a long time. Been in the league. He got cut recently, yesterday. Tim Patrick, wide receiver, got cut. Detroit Lions, they cut Jake Fromm, cornerback. Donovan Peoples Jones, wide receiver. I think he's played with the Michigan Wolverines. He got cut. Green Bay Packers, he would know who's that got cut from this roster. Again, it's a tough day to see, players get cut because they want to, fulfill that dream. But that's the nature of the beast. That's the nature of the league where when you're trying to trim that roster spot from 93 to 53 man spot, that's you gotta make tough decisions. The coach gotta make tough decisions. You gotta get rid of some guys that probably worked hard, did their best, but wasn't a good fit. So they end up leaving them aside and just moving on to somebody else. That's the tough thing about going through these cuts. Noah Brown, wide receiver, he got cut for wide receiver from the Houston Texans. Desmond King, obviously the Chiefs, they cut Kadarius Toney. He won 2 Super Bowls at the trade with the Giants, but obviously he wasn't good enough to stay with the Chiefs. Kadarius Toney, defending champion, 2-time defending champion, or 3-time defending champion, but they won the last 2 championships. Kansas City Chiefs decided to move on without Kadarius Toney, so they will not have his services no longer. Cameron Irvin, I think he used to play with the Eagles. He's no longer with the Houston Texans. Okay, let's get into the Colts. Anything else? Colts what stood out with this? Laquan Treadwell, wide receiver, he got cut. Trey Flowers, cornerback, got cut from the Jacksonville Jaguars. C.J. Beathard got cut. Kansas City Chiefs, Ian Book. I think that name is kind of familiar. I think he used to play with Notre Dame. Then he got cut. Monty Bailey, running back. I think he's played with TCU. I think he got cut. Yeah, he got cut. Then he went to TCU. Kadarius Toney, Irv Smith, safety Deion Bush, the Chargers. Isaiah Spiller, running back, got cut. Max Duggan, he got cut from the Raiders. Okay, that's basically it. Oh yeah, Keem Dent. They used to play with the Georgia Bulldogs, college. Rams. Boston Scott, I think used to play with the Eagles. He got cut. Mike White got cut from the Dolphins. I think that's basically it. Those familiar names. That's what I'm looking at with this segment. Looking at the NFL Cutdown, the 53-man roster being what it is. Who's no people that got cut. See, the Giants, they cut tight end Lawrence Cager. Now, he used to play with the University of Miami. Then he transferred to Georgia, but he got cut. Allen Robinson, he got cut. Isaiah McKenzie got cut. Isaiah Hodgkins got cut. The Jets cut Adrian Martinez. Al Blaze Jr. got cut. Now, he's a familiar guy. He used to play at the University of Miami. He got cut. Will Greer, quarterback. Eagles, he got cut. I think that's basically it. Kez Watkins got cut from the Steelers. What else? I think that's it. For Pittsburgh, San Francisco. PJ Walker, quarterback of the Seattle Seahawks, got cut. Tampa Bay cut Sterling Shepard. Interesting familiar name. Used to play with the Giants. He got cut yesterday. Randy Gregory got cut. Titans, they cut Hassan Haskins. Shane Ray got cut. Basically it for his, the cut downs. So that's it for the NFL cut down. Right, so it's time to get into some baseball talk. Let's get into some baseball with the Major League Baseball scenario. Get into the recap. In late August, pennant races heating up, wild card races heating up. Let's get into the standings, look into the baseball aspect of things, look into the standings, what's going on right now. We currently got some games going on right now. The Pirates and the Cubs tied at 3-3, bottom of the second, 2 outs. The Royals are beating the Guardians 2-0 in the bottom of the first. The Rangers and White Sox game was suspended due to weather. Gotta be something about the weather. Yeah, the rain, because of the rain. So it'll resume at 5:10. Look at the standings. The Yankees right now 78 and 55. They are one game over Baltimore, who's 77 and 56. So they're a game up. Then you look at Central. The American League Central is a tie between Kansas City and Cleveland. Both teams are 75 and 58. But Minnesota is only 2.5 games out, so they got a shot to get that division. Speaking of Kansas City Royals and the Guardians, they're playing right now, so this is a very important series between Kansas City and Cleveland, the Guardians and the Royals, because they're you know playing for that first place. So Cleveland and Kansas City are playing right now. Right now, the Royals are winning 2-0 in the bottom of the first. Houston 70 and 62, 3.5 games up over Seattle 67 and 66. National League East got the Philadelphia Phillies 6 games up over Atlanta. Philly is 78 and 54 right now. Milwaukee 75 and 56. And you got a very tight division in National League West, 78 and 54 Dodgers, but they only 3 games up over Arizona and San Diego. So they only 3 games out apiece. Let's start on with the baseball. Let's get to the excerpts 101 memorable home runs in baseball history. I resume with number 64, Mickey Mantle. Let's get into that. Mickey Mantle's the Mick's favorite blast. Let's get into that. Let's talk about the game that was his favorite blast. So he had to take place on October 10th, 1964. It was a Saturday afternoon World Series game at Yankee Stadium. where Mantle turned to his teammate and said, "You can go back to the clubhouse, Elston. This game is over." In the dugout, getting a drink of water after pitching 9 terrific innings, Yankee starter Jim Bolton saw Mantle holding his bat. So it was the bottom of the ninth, game 3 of the World Series between the Cardinals and the Yankees. They split the first 2 games. It's the bottom of the ninth. So Mickey Mantle gets up to the plate. Game's great switch hitter step into the left-handed batter's box and he hit it out. He hit it high and so far that Booton thought it was going to be the first home run slugged out of Yankee Stadium. It wasn't, although it landed deep in the third deck. It was Mantle's 16th World Series home run at the time, where he surpassed Babe Ruth as the all-time leader. And at the time, Mantle was only the 5th to hit a walk-off home run. The others were Tommy Hendricks of the 1949 Yankees, Dusty Rhodes of the 1954 New York Giants, Eddie Matthews of the 1957 Milwaukee Braves, and Bill Mazeroski of the 1960 Pittsburgh Pirates. World Series history, that was going on. So that's it right there. And that's what stood out. That chapter. Okay, then we gotta go to Edgar Martinez, number 63, guard, the Yankee killer. Let's look into his greatest moment. What moment stood out with him? Let's see what home run stood out. Was that home run? What home run was that? Trying to figure that out. Edgar Martinez. Okay, you hit a grand slam off of John Wetland to break a 6-6 tie. I guess that's what they're talking about. Obviously, he's known for hitting that double against the Yankees in 1995 wild card matchup divisional round wild card. I think it's the divisional series. That's what it was in '95. Because this is a home run list. This is not about him hitting that double. Those hit a 3-run blast to put the Mariners back in the game. Griffey bat in front of him, depending on whether the opposing starter was righty or lefty. Tino Martinez or Jay Buhner behind him. He hit a 3-run blast to put the Mariners back in the game. See, hit a grand slam for John Wetlands to break a 6-6 tie. So I think that's what they're talking about with that. All right, number 62, Joe Adcock, the homer that wasn't in Milwaukee. The game was in Milwaukee on May 26, 1959. Let's see, home run that wasn't. What was that case? Let's look into that. So it looked like there was a 3-run home run, but it wasn't. The ball flew into the story night over the 392 foot sign over the bullpens, but looked like a 3-run homer wasn't, at least not officially. Mantilla scored from second. Aaron on first didn't know the ball had gone over the fence. Aaron thought it was rolling all around right center field. He stopped at second, headed off the field. Adcock had his head down while running the bases. He was ruled to have passed Aaron on the base paths. It was credited with a double, the game-winning RBI, ruining the greatest pitching performance in baseball history. But he was not credited with a home run. That's what that was about. All right, number 61, Willie Mays, Willie's most important homer of his career. Willie Mays was sitting on the bench, bat in hand at the top of the third inning on September 12, 1962, at Crosley Field in Cincinnati when he toppled over. He had dizziness, he had fatigue, he had been complaining about that. He was out cold for 5 minutes. He was on a stretcher, so he had no exhaustion and stuff like that. Let's get to the most important home run that he hit his career according to this chapter, according to this book. When did this happen? Okay, September 30th, 1962. That homer that he hit was the most important of the 660 Mays hit in his career. The Giants won the game and forced a three-game playoff with the Dodgers. Both teams had records of 101 and 61, so that's the most important home run that he hit. Hit a shot to left. So that's what it is. Kent Herbeck, local the hero's dream come true. I think this was in the World Series. Kent Herbeck from the Minnesota Twins. This is when they was playing in the Metrodome. Let's see. It had to be in the World Series. Okay. It was against the Cardinals. Ken Daly was the lefty reliever facing Herbeck. Herbeck had been 0 for 3 in the series. Daly hadn't given up a homer to a lefty in more than 2 years. Herbeck had only 6 homers off for Southpaws in 1987. So Herbert hit a pitch, launched it 439 feet to center field, and it was gone. They won 11-5. That's the most important home run in Herbert's career. Number 59, we got here Robin Ventura. I remember this game, the Grand Slam single. That was against the Atlanta Braves in the NLCS on October 17th, 1999. Actually, 25 years ago, this took place. Um, the game was tied at 3-3 in the bottom of the 15th in the Game 5 of the NLCS National League Championship Series. Ventura had hit 3 Grand Slams that year. He would club 18 in his career, tying with San Francisco's Willie McCovey. Only Alex Rodriguez, Lou Gehrig, Manny Ramirez, Eddie Murray hit more. But Ventura remains the only player in history to hit a Grand Slam in both games of a doubleheader. Fortunately, this was a single. It was not a home run, it was a single. That's what this was. Drilled a fastball into the storm high and deep. Bob Costas called it a Grand Slam, so did Gary Cohen. Todd Pratt decided to stop at second to hug Ventura. He started lifting up Ventura and carrying him around. So it was just credited with a single and driving the winning run. So it was known as the Grand Slam single. So that's why it's so high on this list. And number 58, I'm gonna stop right here. There's only number 57 next week. Number 58, Mark Whiten, all in a night's work. This is when I think he hit September 7, 1993. He was 0 for 4, hit 3 home runs. Mark Whiten. It was 3 home runs that he hit. It was 4 home runs. One of the home runs he hit was 441 feet for a two-run home run, his fourth home run and 12 RBIs of the game. Yeah, so he hit four home runs. So he became the 12th player in Major League history to hit four home runs in a game, joining Lou Gehrig, Willie Mays, and Mike Schmidt. And Witten said all four homers came on fastballs. So that's what happened on that day, September 7th, 1993. So that's it for that. Look at that. I'll be doing number 57 next week. So that's the countdown. I'm gonna get closer to it. I'm definitely gonna reveal who had the number one memorable home run in baseball history. But Mark Whiten made history for himself. Not a guy that was in the Hall of Fame, but him to hit that many home runs in that game, that definitely was something, you know, historic. Mark Whiten. He's known as hard hitting Mark Whiten. Four home runs in a single game, driving 12 RBIs. September 7th, 1993. All right, so that's it for that. Time to get into some other discussion sports wise. So I think the next thing we'll talk about is going to be the college football week zero recap. I also did my picks the week I was 2-2. The biggest shocker, obviously, of all was Florida State getting upset as the number team in the country, losing 24-21. The thing about this game is that Georgia Tech played smash mouth football. It took it back to the old school, just run the football down the throats of the Florida State Seminoles defense. And the thing about this Florida State defense and this whole team as a whole, it's a new team. DJ Ugalele got a lot of transfers on this team, so this team is different from last year. Even though they got the broad deal not making the playoffs, they had a chance to make a statement, and they didn't. Give credit to Georgia Tech, even though they wasn't ranked, they were committed to knocking off this team. They was able to beat them last week. I scored 24-21, simply ran the ball down their throat of Florida State as Aiden Bird made a 44-yard field goal. This game was played in Dublin, Ireland, overseas, and the Irv Lingus College Football Classic Trophy was on the line. And Florida got out to a great start. Man, they well 8-0, but again, it's not how you start the game; it's how you finish the game. And give credit to Georgia Tech, they hung in there. They played their brand of football, or run the football down their throat, and they was able to capitalize on that and get it done, winning 24-21 on a game-winning walk-off field goal by Aiden Burke. So that's what it's all about, just running that football, and that's what it's all about. And this win was Georgia Tech's first over a top 10 opponent since 2015 in October when they won 22-16. Jamal Haynes ran for 75 yards, two touchdowns. Haynes King ran for 54 yards, but he also threw for 146 yards. They were able to control the line of scrimmage, and they ran for 190 yards rushing, averaging 5.3 yards per carry. So they was able to really run the ball effectively against this wanted Seminoles of Florida State defense, and they was able to have their way majority of this game. So give them credit for that, as far as that's concerned. So this definitely a tough loss for them. Again, they're not out of it, Florida State Seminoles, because even though they ranked number 10 in the country, they can make up for it. They do play Boston College this coming Monday night against Boston College, but they still got a chance to get into the postseason because this 12-team playoff format gives teams chances to win a spot in the top 12 postseason format. So anybody has a chance from that perspective. So I think from that perspective, I think you can't count the Florida State Seminoles. So they will tumble somewhat, but I think this team definitely will be still in the mix of the playoff scenario. Now, the Florida State Seminoles supposed to be the defensive line's best, but did not record a sack, and they allowed Tech to run at will at them. And also, when you look at your Yale Jackets, this is what they are. They run the football. They averaged 203 yards rushing last year, 13th in the FBS in 2023. So basically, what they were doing, they played who they are. This is their identity. They're gonna run the football down the throats of the defense, and that's what they did against Florida State. And that's what they showed. They showed that this is who we are. We are about running the football. We are about smash mouth. We are pounding the rock. We are about running the football against the opponent, smash mouth, and that's what they did in the trenches, uh, doing their thing. So that was a big time win, the first upset of the college football season. Now, as far as the other scores in FBS last week, I picked Montana State. No, I picked. See, let's look at the picks again. Because I was 2-2. I know I got the Florida State game wrong and correct. Yeah, I picked New Mexico to beat Montana State. Montana State won by a score of 35-31. So I was 0-2, but I got the SMU over Nevada game right. I picked SMU to beat Nevada. They won 29-24. So I was 1-2, and Hawaii beat Delaware State. Yeah, SMU beat Nevada. I picked Hawaii beat Delaware State. That final score in that game was 35-14 Hawaii, and SMU beat Nevada 29-24. So I'm 2-2 currently at the week 0. So now we get into the week 1 scenario. Now it gets more interesting. Now all the teams are going to be playing this weekend, Labor Day weekend at that. So let's get into my picks of the week for week number 1. Let's get into that right now. Get into that real quick. Okay, week 1. My picks of the week. Got some good games this week. Let's get into the games. Go over the history factor also. Okay, I got Georgia over Clemson. Obviously, Georgia's preseason number 1. This is a team led by Carson Beck. This team is loaded, hungry for a championship, trying to make it 3 championships in a 4-year span. They won 2 in a row before they fell short last year. But this year they're gonna win it again. I think they're gonna make it 3 out of 4 last 4 years. Georgia over Clemson. I don't think Clemson's that good as they used to be. But let's look at the historical aspect of this matchup. Clemson versus Georgia. This game was going to be played at 12 o'clock noon. Let's look at this history. Right. Georgia leads the series 43, 18, and 4. They got 43 wins. Clemson has 18 wins and 4 ties. Georgia has won the last 2 matchups. So 4 national championships for Georgia, 3 for University of Clemson. I'll say dominate in bowl games, all-time wins. They're in the top 10, all that other good stuff. So I just love Georgia, man. I think Georgia's gonna win a close one, close game. I think they win by at least 5 to 10 points, but I love Georgia to win this game. I'd be shocked if they get picked off to start the season for them. So I like the Clemson Tigers to lose to Georgia. That's my first game that I have. Next game I got was my picks of the week for week 1. Notre Dame versus Texas A&M. Um, Interesting history about these two teams because we gotta go back in 1988 in the Cotton Bowl, 1988 Cotton Bowl. That's known as the Texas A&M Tower Heist. That's the year '87. Tim Brown won the Heisman Trophy, and they played for the first time ever in 1988 Cotton Bowl. Now, the story on that is that the tower was taken away. That's what it's about, a tower that was taken away from Tim Brown. So you had a walk-on player named, let's get his name, Barhorst, 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 Warren Barhorst. That's what this story is about. Famous story. He's a walk-on. Obviously, Brown was, Heisman Trophy winner. Obviously. So anyway, the storyline is the towel was taken away from Tim Brown. Took the towel, but he wore a towel. He took Tim Brown's towel. That's the storyline about that game. That's what that storyline is about. And the Cotton Bowl, about he took his tout. All right, so yeah, when Tim Brown tackled an AM walk-on who stole his tout, that's legendary. But let's look at this matchup between Notre Dame and Texas A&M. Let's look at it. The matchups that's coming up this week. Okay, these teams have met 5 times. Notre Dame won 3 out of 5 wins, 3 out of 5 games that they played against Texas A&M. They're 3-2, 2-3 for Texas A&M. Last time Texas A&M beat Notre Dame was in 2001. The last time these two teams met, 2001 is the last time. So they met frequently in the Cotton Bowl 3 times, but regular season got to go back to early 2000s. But I got Notre Dame win. They number 7 in the country. I think they'll beat Texas A&M. I think they'll get it done this year. It's their year to get it done. Not win that championship, but I think they'll be successful against Texas A&M, even though this game's gonna be at College Station. Um, LSU and USC, very interesting matchup. These two teams have not met that much in their history. This is only the second time, actually the third time they only going to be meeting. They only met excuse me, they only met 1 time. Excuse me, no, they met twice. So they 1-1 against each other. So they met in 1979. USC won 17-12 on September 29th, 1979. Then on September 29th, 1984, LSU won in USC 23-3. So they only met twice, 1-1. But I got LSU win this game. They ranked 13 in the country. I like them against USC. That's my second pick. So I got Notre Dame, I got Georgia, I got LSU winning their games. I got the Hurricanes beating the Florida Gators. Got Cam Ward at quarterback, uh, transfer from Washington State. See how he does and see what he does. This Hurricane team, this program definitely has to step up and show that they're back to being what they used to be. There's been a lot of talk over the past 20 plus years that the U is back. Will Miami be back to being great again? Well, they got to step up on the field. Um, 29-27 currently lifetime against University of Florida, arch rival, very underrated rivalry in the state of Florida. When you talk about Florida State, Miami, Florida State, Florida, it's like the Miami Florida rivalry gets kind of overshadowed in a sense, but it's very, very intense. But not as intense as Florida State, Miami. But anyway, this is a great, very intense rivalry. Last time in 2018, they lost on August 24th, 24-20. In Orlando, this game's going to be in the swamp. But I like Miami to win. As far as rank, anything can happen in the rivalry, but I think Miami's additions like Damian Martinez, some of the recruits that they got from last year, like Ruben Bain, true freshman of the year on the defensive end position. I think this Miami team is going to be really good. I don't know if they're going to win that championship or whatever, but they got to get up to a good start. That's the most important thing. I got Miami win this game. Um, their business against Florida in the swamp. So that's my fourth game. That's my top 5 picks of the week. And finally, I have for his picks of the week, Penn State over West Virginia. They have a history. Look into that matchup. They met a lot of times on 49, 9-2 in favor of the Penn State Nittany Lions. Penn State has a 5-game winning streak over West Virginia. So I love Penn State to win this game. Simple as that. They're just a better team, better program. So I go with them. So my picks of the week are going to be Georgia over Clemson, Miami over Florida. I got Notre Dame over Texas A&M. I got Penn State over University of West Virginia. I got LSU over USC. Those are my picks of the week. Those are my winners for this week. The FC going to handle their business this week for week 1, Labor Day weekend. Those are my picks of the week. So I'm gonna go over again. Clemson will win their game against Georgia will beat Clemson this week. Notre Dame over Texas A&M. Miami over Florida. LSU over USC, and Penn State over West Virginia. Georgia, Notre Dame, Miami, LSU, and Penn State are my winners for week 1. My top 5 picks of the week for college football. As a the season really starts for a lot of teams this coming weekend. All right, let's get into some NFL. Obviously, this is the final episode, obviously, Inside Sports with Rashad Mitchell for today. This is the final episode of August. I'll be back obviously next Thursday, September 5th. That's when Baltimore plays Kansas City. As Kansas City defends the championship, trying to make it a three-peat. Now let's get into the NFL preview and predictions. I got the NFL season going to be starting September 5th next Thursday. I got Kansas City and Detroit in the Super Bowl. I think common sense, you look at Kansas City, still a team to beat, despite, yeah, it's going to be tough for them to try to win three straight in the NFL in Super Bowl era. Has not been done in Super Bowl era. But I think they're gonna do it. I don't think they're gonna win the whole thing. I think they'll get to the Super Bowl for the third straight year. I just think that the AFC definitely is top heavy, much more than it is in the NFC. You got a lot of good teams over there. Cincinnati, you got Baltimore, you got Houston. Everybody's flavor of the month, Houston, but I gotta see more from them. Um, you got, the Jets can be pretty good this year. Buffalo, got a lot of work to do with the wide receiver position. They got to replace Stephon Diggs, but Miami Dolphins should be pretty good this year. A lot of good teams in the AFC. Jacksonville could bounce back and have a good season. As far as that is concerned, so it's a lot of good teams in the AFC. As far as that is concerned, we just gotta see what happens, what the results going to be. But I just think from that perspective, man, I think Kansas City is gonna come out of the AFC, despite how top heavy it is. I just think Cleveland could be very, very good, be very, very dangerous. But I just like Kansas City coming out of the AFC. I can't go against Mahomes, Kelsey, and those guys. I just gotta go with them. I gotta go with KC coming out of the AFC. NFC, I got Detroit Lions. I think they should have went to the Super Bowl last year. They made some cautious decisions, bad questionable decisions by the coach Dan Campbell going forward on fourth down, way too much. They had a 17-0 lead. They had it right there in their hands to get to the Super Bowl over a vulnerable San Francisco 49ers team. And they were right there, right there. And they blew a lead that they should not have blown. They should have won that game. They should have won that game. They lost 34-31, but they should have won that game, Detroit. They had a 17-0 lead. They were in control of that game. They just didn't do enough. They ran the ball very well down the throat of San Francisco. Goff played very well. They ran the ball extremely well. And it's just that they, lost their way along the way. And that's why they're not in the Super Bowl. Something that hasn't been happening in their franchise history. So they got a chance to redeem themselves. I think they will. A lot of high expectations going to be on them, rightly so. I like this Detroit team. 17 nothing. I think they're gonna come back motivated this year at the blowing opportunity to go all the way. Try to make it a championship team. And I think they're gonna do it this year. I think Detroit's gonna come out of the NFC. Jared Goff, Hutchinson, those guys that they got coming back. They're gonna do enough to get it done. I think they're gonna win the whole thing. I'd like Detroit to win the Super Bowl this year. Something different. Detroit over Kansas City in Super Bowl in New Orleans. It's gonna be a Super Bowl 59. It's gonna be in New Orleans for the eighth time. Super Bowl 59. So I like it, man. I like Detroit to win Super Bowl 59, finally win that championship, something that Detroit has never seen before, as far as the fans are concerned. Detroit's never seen a Super Bowl championship team before, as far as the fan base is concerned. So I think San Francisco is gonna win it this year. I like San Francisco to handle their business and win it and beat Kansas City in Super Bowl 59 in New Orleans. Um, as basically, yeah, I don't have no who's gonna win the MVP. I'm not getting into that. It's all about who's gonna win the championship. But that's how I see it, man. I think when you look at the divisions, I think the NFC East, I think Philadelphia win the NFC. The addition of Saquon Barkley. The only question mark with them is their defense. Dallas Cowboys, They did sign CD Lamb, but they should be pretty good. It's gonna be about Dallas and Philly in that division. They're gonna battle out for that division like always. Um, the Giants, I don't think they're gonna be that good. I think they won 6 or 7 games, but I don't think they're a championship team. Lot to be desired with Daniel Jones. He still has a lot to prove. Washington, Jaden Daniels has a lot to prove as a rookie quarterback. San Francisco, I think their window is closing. I think Detroit's gonna break through and get it done. So I think San Francisco's gonna fall short again. Um, Green Bay, I don't think they're ready. I gotta make them the favorite to come out of that division because you got Chicago. They may be a sleeper team. You know, I don't think Minnesota's gonna do that. Um, the AFC, the NFC South. I mean, Tampa Bay, maybe. You know, we got Carolina. We got see Tampa Bay, Carolina. What's in that division? Let's look at the division quick. Falcons, Panthers, Saints, and Buccaneers. I think Tampa Bay should be the favorite coming out of that division. Um, I don't think the Falcons are going to be that good, even though they got Kirk Cousins. I got to see more from them. Panthers still rebuilding. The Saints, I don't think they're going to be that good. But I think in the NFC North, I got to go with the Packers. Excuse me, the Lions. The Lions don't go win that division, NFC North. I got the Lions winning that division. Packers will finish behind them. The Bears will be in third place, and the Vikings will finish in fourth place. The Lions will win that division, definitely. And I got the San Francisco 49ers winning that division, NFC West. So I think the Eagles gonna win that division. So I got that, man. That's how I feel about those divisions. The AFC East, I got I gotta go with the Dolphins. The Bills, again, they lost so many people on that offense, man. I think offense they gotta find somebody to make plays. Obviously, Chiefs will win their division. Um, AFC North, I gotta go with the Ravens. They got Derrick Henry. Obviously, Lamar Jackson got a lot to prove. And the Texans should win that division. Won't rule out Jaguars. But again, overall, I think the Super Bowl. I think the Super Bowl is going to be Kansas City and the Detroit Lions. I got the Detroit Lions winning the Super Bowl for the first time ever in franchise history. Their first ever Super Bowl appearance will be this year. They'll be Kansas City. Kansas City will lose to Detroit. There'll be no three-peat. Detroit will beat Kansas City in Super Bowl 59. Okay, finally, let's get into the on this day in sports history for August 28th. I'm not gonna go over all the events that took place, but some of them. Let's get into it. On August 28th, 1884, Major League Baseball pitcher Mickey Welsh makes record for most consecutive batters struck out to begin a game, striking out the first 9 men he faces. Let's skip these. Babe Ruth starts streak in 1921, August 28th. Babe Ruth starts streak of an extra base hit in 9 straight games. August 28th, 1951, Braves sell pitcher Johnny Sane to the Yankees for $50,000. August 28th, 1951, Pirates snap New York Giants 16-game winning streak. 1958, August 28th, American baseball player Nellie Fox set record for consecutive games without striking out, 98. August 28th, 1967, Major League Baseball, Boston Red Sox signed first free agent outfielder Ken Harrelson for $75,000 bonus. August 28th, 1970, Phillies Larry Bowa steals home for second time in 1970. August 28th, 1977, Nolan Ryan strikes out 300 batters for the fifth straight year. Ron Guidry, 1977, for the Yankees, faces just 28 men, beats Texas 1-0. August 28th, 1987, Mike Schmidt passes Ted Williams and Willie McCovey with 422 home runs. August 28th, 1989, Frank Viola and New York Mets outdo Orel Hershiser and the LA Dodgers 1-0. August 28th, 1990, Ryan Sandberg with the Cubs Chicago Cubs is first, second baseman to hit 30 home runs consecutively. August 28th, 1991, Red Cincinnati Reds pitcher Tom Brownie versus Expo Dennis Martinez, both perfect game pitcher. August 28th, 1992, Brewers beat the Blue Jays 22-2 with an American League record 31 hits in 9 innings. I think that's basically it. And lastly, 2021, Major League Baseball history, Los Angeles Angels pitcher designated hitter Shohei Ohtani became the first player in team history to reach 20 stolen bases, hit 40 home runs in a season as they beat the San Diego Padres 10-2. Right, so that's it. I'm over 2 o'clock, but that's it for the show. Hopefully, you enjoy everything that I talked about. This is the final episode of Inside Sports with Rashad Mitchell. This is the final episode of the month of August. It's been a great month. Please tune into e5280sports.com and check out the 2 articles that recently was posted up about the college football preview, and I went over that. I did an article on the 1994 Nebraska Cornhuskers that's up right now on e5280sports.com. So support that. That's basically it. I'll be writing an article about the NFL preview. Article wise, that'll be up pretty soon, maybe sometime next week. I'll be writing something about the NFL uh, preview of the season and predictions and stuff like that. That'll probably be up sometimes next week. So whenever it comes up, it's gonna be up anyway. But I gotta just be patient, just wait till it comes up. It comes up. It comes up. Whenever it happens. So shout out to Michael Spilling for doing this thing. Keep supporting the platform for Inside Sports with Shot Mitch. I'll be back next Thursday night, regular time. This is a special edition of Inside Sports with Rashad Mitchell, episode number 16. Episode number 16. I'll be back for episode number 17 next Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Elevation 52A Sports and Lifestyles. Inside Sports with Rashad Mitchell also going to be streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter is going to be on those platforms as always. And I'll continue to keep writing articles for those who like the articles. Thank you for the support wherever it may concern. So I'll be back next week. We can talk about the college football, the baseball, obviously get into the NFL uh, preview and the picks of the week for the NFL season. That's going to be on the docket for the first Sunday in the NFL that's coming up next Sunday on September the 8th, 2024. So that's going to be the first Sunday in football. So I'm looking forward to that. So that's going to be a good one, man. So hopefully you enjoyed today's show, the special edition of Inside Sports with Rashad Mitchell, episode number 16, special edition on a Wednesday afternoon from 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock. But I went over 6 minutes after 2 o'clock, but it's all good. Be back next week, regular time, next Thursday, September 5th. And while I'm on the air, we talk about, give you updates of what's going on with the Baltimore Ravens, Kansas City Chiefs matchup because they're going to be playing each other next Thursday night as the Chiefs try to make history to be the first team in Super Bowl era to win 3 straight Super Bowls. I don't think that's going to happen. I think they'll get to the Super Bowl. Can't go against Mahomes. But I got Detroit Lions win Super Bowl. Detroit will beat Kansas City in Super Bowl 59 in New Orleans. I got Detroit win the Super Bowl this year. Finally get over that hump and win the Super Bowl for the first time in franchise history. So that concludes this episode number 16 of Inside Sports with Rashad Mitchell every single Thursday night from 9 p.m. to 10 o'clock p.m. It's a special edition from 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock over 2 o'clock p.m. Streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. That's it for the show. I'll talk to you real soon. This is the final episode in the month of August. Until then, talk to you next time, next Thursday night in September at 9 p.m. to 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Only on Elevation 5280 Sports and Lifestyles. Streaming live always on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Until then, talk to you next time in September on Thursday night, September 5th at 9 p.m. Talk to you soon. Have a good day. Have a good day. Have a good rest of your day. Hopefully you enjoyed the show. Tune in whenever you get a chance. Talk to you next Thursday.